It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session.
Valtteri Bottas lines up on pole position, and it's Lewis Hamilton alongside.
As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have
Verstappen, Vettel, Alexander Albon, Ryder, Raikkonen, Sainz, Magnussen, and Roman Grosjean. Ricciardo, Leclerc,
Devon Butler and Kvyat,
Perez, Stroll, Nico Hülkenberg,
and Lucas Faber, Russell, and Lando Norris starts from the back of the grid.
Now it's almost time to lights out, so let's go down to the track.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. Today I'm here to bring you part 2 of my F1 2019 Career Mode series with Alfa Romeo. So you've just seen the grid lineup and now looking at the race strategy. Personalised objective pretty much the same, nothing really changed apart from maybe the pit lap, so that's fairly the same. Obviously qualifying until 10 seconds again, I start on the softs, then go into the mediums later on, and 14.4 laps of fuel in the tank. So starting 6th on the grid, our team at Kimi Räikkönen lines up right behind us in 7th with the 2 Red Bulls, the 2 Mercedes and 1 Ferrari in front of us, and we get a terrible start off the line, getting past both Haas and McLaren of Sainz and our teammate. Coming to first corner, Sainz makes a slight lock up, I believe we do as well. We sort of cut the corner, going up on the curb to try and get this place back and avoid contact, and we do manage to do that, settling up in 6th with our teammate Kimi Räikkönen behind us, who's looking very, very quick this race. But it's obviously 2 Mercedes, 2 Red Bulls, and 1 Ferrari. I think is Vettel in front of us at the moment. I think the clerk had a penalty, I can't entirely remember. But nevertheless, just settling in 6th place. I'm not expecting to pass Albon or any of the cars in front because they are very, very quick. As we come now to the end of lap 1, Valtteri Bottas sets fast lap, and we are actually getting caught in a straight line by our teammate Kimi Räikkönen in the same car. Maybe he's running less downforce start, I'm not entirely sure, but he pulls out, and we're just going to have to, and we brake quite early, just don't want to lock up, and Raikkonen is on the inside, which turns to the outside of turn 2, but we actually got in front of him for that as well, which helped us. So, and he's now trying again up into turn 3, and he's actually got the better of us at the moment. I think he's got the traction on us, but we are still side by side, nearly side by side, and we managed to get through there. I believe there was might have been slight contact, I can't entirely remember, but nevertheless we don't get a warning or anything, so that's all good. As now we come on to the end of lap 4, beginning of lap 5, and we are now running low ERS to just try and save a bit. I've used it up a bit too much than I wanted to. And our teammate Raikkonen again flies past us down the straight, but we're going to come up against him under braking on the outside for turn 1, inside for turn 2, exactly the same as last time, and this time we even have the DRS to try and pull away and defend from Raikkonen because we're not going to catch the guys up ahead. I believe they've already got a 3, 4, 5 second lead. I'm not entirely sure, but there's yellow flags are behind us, I believe. I can't entirely remember. And yeah, it was obviously behind us because now it's back to green flags in that section. And Charles Leclerc is actually out of the race after not a great qualifying. He's now out of the race as well, so not a good. So we're going to forget for Charles Leclerc. As now we come to lap 5, we've obviously managed to defend against Raikkonen pretty well. And we're actually diving into the pits this lap. So bring it down to the speed limit, and the pit lane is completely empty. Second race of the year, and we've already gone to a completely empty pit lane. Just us, nobody even, no Williams or anything in front of us either. So we get a 3.1 second pit stop. Messed up a little bit on the clutch, just let it go a bit too early, but nevertheless it's still not a bad stop. But we are going to join 19th place as the last runner, as Charles Leclerc has unfortunately retired from this race. So now it's just about seeing what we can do on these tyres, see if we can get back up into 6th, 7th. I wouldn't be surprised if Raikkonen does get in front of us in 6th, and we're in 7th. I'm not surprised. But now coming into the end of lap 6, being lap 7, people are making pit stops. I believe Raikkonen is one of them. I can't entirely remember. Yes, he is. And Sainz actually got in front of Raikkonen in the pit stops, unfortunately, and we're now battling with him. Come through turn 2, and we luckily get DRS to try and pull away. And it looks like Max Verstappen has lost places to Albon's to Albon and maybe Bottas, I believe. I'm not entirely sure unless they haven't made a pit stop yet. But now on to the end of lap 10, beginning of lap 8. More people in the pit lane, including Lando Norris, and Alexander Albon is now in 10th, so he also hasn't made his pit stop yet. And we have still got signs looking very, very threatening behind us to make an overtake. We may have a little slide which we managed to correct, but that's put signs on us up into turn 3. Goes for the move, and we, I believe, just out traction him on the exit, thankfully maintaining what is P11 on lap 8. Now coming to the end of lap 8, beginning of lap 9, the people that have made the pit stops are just making the pit stops now, and move back up into P6, and we should now hopefully set into this race. I'm hoping I can get in front of Sainz, but we also need to defend from Sainz as well, because he is looking very, very quick this race, which is looking quite dangerous. We know the McLaren's a faster car. No, it's probably better through most of the places. I think we have the edge on the straights, but not so much on the through the corners that much. But saying that, looking on the straight now, the Sainz has DRS, and the gaining speed there was incredible, and he's actually got the move done before turn 1, as we broke early. But now coming through turn 2, we have DRS, so we're going to have to now try and attack Carlos Sainz here on lap 10. We've got 4 laps trying to re-overtake him, and the closing speed is good, but it's not quite good enough. He defends the inside, and there wasn't enough room on the outside to make a pass. So Carlos Sainz has now got in front of us for McLaren for the time being, I hope. 4 laps to pass him. It's definitely not including this lap. That's definitely doable, but we're going to have to wait and see. We're both on the medium tyres. We've got Raikkonen behind us, quite close as well. As we move on to lap 12 now, we've had a few looks at signs, but nothing has really come to fruition. But now we're going to the overtake, the ERS, open the DRS, going up through the gears, and the gaining speed is incredible. And we go to the outside, and we're actually overtaking him before turn 1. So that was a very good move by us to get back up in 6th place, and that should be it as we move on to 6th place in lap 13. Now just defending against Sainz on the straight. He's obviously got DRS, and we're going low ERS to just try and save a bit more for the next lap, and that was actually it. So we crossed the line in 6th place, which I'm very, very happy about. That's a very good result for us, in my opinion. So 6th place, I'm happy with that. As we now go on to the race results, Valtteri Bottas won the race, and Lewis Hamilton came home in 2nd, leading with Mercedes 1-2, exactly where they qualified. Sebastian Vettel finished in 3rd, rounding out the podium, also getting the fast lap of 1:31.8. Max Verstappen finished in 5th. Max Verstappen finished in 4th, ahead of his teammate Alexander Albon in 5th. With myself in 6th. Sainz unfortunately was able to split myself and Raikkonen, so I can finish in 8th. Perez finished in 9th, with Daniel Ricciardo rounding out the top 10 for this race. Norris just missing out on points again, 11th, exactly where he finished last time. Then is Magnussen, followed by Hulkenberg, Kvyat on P14. Our former rival Devon Butler finishing in 15th. Our former teammate Lucas Weber finishing down in 18th, and Charles Leclerc unfortunately not finishing the race. Looking at driver standings, Bottas now leads the way in the standings, ahead of Vettel by 3 points. Hamilton remains in P3 as Verstappen and Leclerc remain in P4 and P5. Albon moves up to P6 after not finishing the first race, and he is tied on points with Leclerc and Perez as well. I'm in 8th on 9 points, and the further 3 points by me is Magnussen, Sainz and Raikkonen. So hopefully Raikkonen can get in front of those. I believe we do have a good car underneath us, but you never really know in Formula 1, unfortunately. But Lando Norris, he's not at the best. He's finishing 11th in both of the 2 races. And Carlos Sainz has now finished in the points and got 6 points. Now looking at the Constructors' Championship, Mercedes now jump ahead of Ferrari by 26 points, so quite a big gap there. Red Bull are in 3rd with a good amount of points separating Alfa Romeo and Red Bull ourselves. We jump up into 4th place, but we are only 1 point ahead of Racing Point, with Haas and McLaren tied on points in 6th and 7th. Renault have finally got a point on the board, and TJ Sky, Williams and Toro. So now looking at the rivalry, we are losing that now 10-8 to Raikkonen. So we're getting we've just caught up to 2 places, to 2 points separate us. Resource points for that race, we've got 993, which means our total up to 2,580, which is obviously good for us. We achieved the team goal. So now we're going to spend some resource points, and our reputation with our team and with all the other teams goes up. With our team, we're obviously the highest, but that's obviously what we're meant to be when we're driving for them. So now going into having a look at the upgrades, I regretted not getting, as we've got an aerodynamics when you can see, I regretted not getting a chassis upgrade for the next race, for this race, because the car's a bit of a handful, but nevertheless I decided against it. I was also thinking that was actually a recommended upgrade, which I thought was the right choice because we're very, very low on chassis and aero. Powertrain engine, we're not too bad, but we're going to spend 580 resource points on the chassis, and we're also going to upgrade the engine because I believe we have a good car in a straight line. However, I am not entirely sure coming into Azerbaijan, 4th race. I think that's where engine power is going to be king, so I believe we really need a bit more engine power there. But that is it for this video, guys. So if you did enjoy it, please hit a big like, comment down below your thoughts, subscribe if you're on weekly F1, and I will see you next time.